Good morning, folks. Rainy day out there today, so I thought I'd come out here and work on my birdhouse. Doing a little painting. Gotta find my brush. Now, that's supposed to be a sugar house. I don't know how well you can see it. Put this up a little higher. Tilt this down. There. Hear that rain dropping on the roof? Supposed to rain all day. Believe it or not, we might even get another flood by this afternoon or the morning. I think we've had enough of that flooding stuff. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see what this walnut's gonna look like. Oh yeah, that should be pretty good, huh? Yeah. It's nice having a little workshop where you can come out when it is raining to be able to do stuff like this. Occupy yourself. This has room for 2 birds on the bottom. And of course you can see I got 2 smaller holes on the top for smaller birds. So this will accommodate 4 birds. I got my log cabin outside there. I put that up. Had a couple robins checking it out, and they kind of seemed to like it, but then they went back to their old nest and just sat there. It's been cold in the morning, so they've been roosting in their nest to keep warm. It's got down to like 47. That's kind of chilly for this time of year. But fluctuates back and forth. I don't know about your state, but here the weather's been kind of crazy. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty. If I was a bird, I'd live in there. Sometimes paint takes about as long as throwing stuff together. There's that part. I made a black roof and a little stove stacked on the top. Oh, you guys got any hobbies you like to do? I love my photography and going out and doing landscapes and stuff. But a day like today, it's not very good weather to do it. My lady friend Gail and I are going out tomorrow. We're going to see if we can't go over towards Fairfax way, Vermont, and get some pictures over there. Nice to have a little company with me when I'm riding around. Somebody to talk to. Some of the places are kind of hard to get into here. If I get daubing up and on there, I should be able to get it. Yeah, we had quite a flood up here. I don't know, you probably saw it on the news, but We lost our only grocery store down in the village. And now you gotta drive 16 miles to get a loaf of bread. I don't know if we're gonna rebuild it or not. You know, they say it's in a flood area, but not many spots in the village that aren't in a flood area, so I don't have no choice. There's a lot of the people that lived there didn't have any flood insurance, and a lot of them are kind of homeless right now, so Red Cross and FEMA and a bunch of others have been around there trying to help them out, but my understanding is FEMA doesn't want to give any more money to have them rebuild in the same area because of the flooding, so they're kind of stuck. All about money. I volunteer at the food shelf once in a while over here, and we've been quite busy. Not a lot of food, but we give out what we can to the ones that need it. It's a good thing to volunteer to do. You can help out your neighbors. That's a wonderful thing. Hard to see people in today's age be hungry, but there's some of them out there are, so. I don't know if you people donate to your local food shelves, but food shelves are a good organization. It's something everybody should donate to if they can. We all like to eat. Obviously, I do. Yeah, ain't that kind of pretty? Walnut's coming out pretty good. Kind of dresses the old house up. Make sure I don't get any runs in it. Flip this chain over on the other side. I don't think I'll use that chain. I might use some brackets instead. It'd probably be better. That rain stopped for a second. Quieter. I like the sound of that rain on a tin roof. What's that movie they had? Cats on a Hot Tin Roof. That's an old movie. Just kind of stuck in my mind there. I even forgot what it was about now. It's been so long since I've seen it. I like downloading those old movies. There's a lot of good old actors back in the day. I see that Pee Wee Herman died. Somebody told me he's Don Knotts' son. I don't know if that's true or not, but he does look like Don Knotts. I liked a lot of those old actors. Remember that John Candy? He was really a good actor. I liked that fella. Made me laugh. And that Tommy Boy, I forget what his name is, but he was a funny one too. He gets involved in stuff they ain't supposed to and ended up dying from it. Terrible. Well, I got some red stain on that board. That's what I get for using used lumber. It was already painted for something else, but I don't know. I guess it'll be alright. Birds ain't gonna care one way or the other, will they? Get the best I can. I like these sponges bristles. They seem to work pretty good. They're cheap. You don't have to wash them most of the time. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I just throw them away. Particularly if you got oil stain stuff, they're hard to clean up. I don't like using that turpentine and Vaseline stuff to clean things up. I just don't like it around the house. So. Keep some for the lawnmower and snow blower, but that's about it. I got one of those, what do you call them, evergreen or something like that, lawnmowers. I like pretty well. Use it for trimming and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but they're kind of expensive. They're about $450, you know. But they mow great. They're big enough for what I need for. But I'd rather ride my ass around on that zero turn as much as I can and get the lawn done. I don't have a very big lawn, but I mow some of my neighbors' lawns. Just don't charge them for it, but just figured I'd help them out. Yeah. Really pretty. Well, let's see if we can get some of this bottom done. I got some old wagons to put on here and some trees. I'm not putting a bird thing on there, you know, a step there. They ain't very high there, so they should get in and out all right. The holes on this are pretty big size. It's probably big enough for a robin on the bottom. I don't know on the top. I don't know what will go in there. Whoever gets along with each other, I guess. Probably sparrow or something. I don't discriminate on the birds. They're all welcome. They all show up in the morning when I throw out a handful of feed there. It looks like I'm being invaded by birds. That movie, the old movie, had all those crows that were, I don't know. My mind sometimes, I can't remember stuff like I used to. I'm not even going to try to paint inside them holes. It ain't worth it. Too much work. Mainly I do it to protect the wood here, so it'll last a lot longer. Had some people ask me to make them a birdhouse, and I said, well, I don't sell them, but sometimes if I might just give them away to somebody, but probably his material costs so darn much. Now, let me see if I can get down here without getting myself all covered. I don't even know if this camera is working or not. Hope so. It says I'm on, but I don't know. My Wi-Fi weren't reaching out here, so I had to turn on that, I don't know, what do you call it? Where you're traveling and stuff. You have to data. I don't like using it because it's like a meter running every time you use those things. If you use too much, it's going to charge me for it. So I got one of them cheap phone programs through Comcast. My phone bill is only $16 a month. So obviously I don't use my phone much, but I ain't got nothing to say too much, so I don't really talk to anybody on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone anyway. I can usually say everything I want to say in 2 minutes, and then some people want to stay on the phone and gab for hours. I said, that's not me. Oh my God. Got things to do, lady. I can tell you all that stuff later. I always like talking face to face, you know, when you can. Get that eye contact. See what they're thinking. Sometimes it's not good. Well, I'm not gonna bore you to death having to watch this. Me painting here. I just thought I'd check in and show you what I was doing. And it is going to be a kind of a nice little sugar house when I get it painted. When I get to the stage of putting the trees in and stuff, I'll come back and give you another look. Well, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you on the downside. Now I gotta figure out how to turn this darn thing off. There we go, X.